Every time you hear the word or you read about the word body in the Bible, like the light of the body, and things like that, or his body was dead or something like that. The word body, it means a body, but it also means a slave. All right? It's like these bodies that we're in, I've said before, is a prison. It's made up of cells. Your body is made up of cells, prison cells, all right? These bodies are simply an avatar made to contain or hold our spirit, our light bodies, all right? That's what these bodies are made for, is that. And so, in a way, we are slaves to these bodies, all right? And a lot of us who are still slaves to the world, they haven't been tested, all right, are slaves of this world. We're slaves to these bodies. These bodies haven't been mastered, all right? And so they're not a viable servant. I remember after I had the stroke, I had a serious stroke. I couldn't move my left arm. I couldn't move my left leg. The doctors had clipped a nerve in my neck, and my right arm was totally paralyzed. My speech was horrible. I couldn't even swallow my own spit without getting choked. I felt like a prisoner in that body. It was horrible. It's like I would tell my body to do something and it would not do what I wanted it to do. It got so bad at times that it gave me so much anxiety that I would just totally freak out, and they would have to run me to the hospital and medicate me because I was freaking out. It was just, I couldn't handle it. You hear people talk all the time and they say we are all one. You hear a lot of social media gurus, we're all one. And yes, our physical bodies that are made up of matter, the things of this world that these avatars are made out of, we are all connected there, all right? But you're either connected to the world or you're connected to the Father, and not all of us are connected to the Father, the light, all right? His breath, his vibration, his utterance, his word holds us all together, but not all of us have that light within. There's been lots of scientific studies that show that our bodies radiate a light from within, that it's too dim for regular cameras to pick up, and it's too dim for our eyes to see. But there's special cameras that they have that can measure this light that radiates from within people on the outside. And that's what these avatars are. They are receivers and they are transmitters. We transmit light. Like if you're of the world, then your light, your frequency, because frequency, sound creates light. All right? So whatever your frequency is, if you're connected to the world, which is the opposite of love, that's fear, then you're going to radiate this aura of fear. And that is going to affect everybody around you. But if you're connected to the Father, who is love, who is light, you're going to reflect a lot bigger glow, all right, that will affect and heal those around you. But I'm talking about us radiating light, and we're broken like horses. And if you'll remember, Elisha was with his servant, and his servant was freaking out because they were surrounded by their enemies. And Elisha prayed, he said, "Oh Lord, open up his eyes so he can see that those who are with us are more than those who are against us." And God opened up his servant's eyes, and he looked into the hills, the higher place, higher level of consciousness, and saw the hills were full of horses and chariots of fire. All right? And that word there for chariots is Merkabah. And then you look at Joel chapter 2. I used to tell my mom and pop all the time when I was living in Texas, I said, God's going to give me a horse one day. And they'd always laugh at me, but I didn't realize then, but we are the horses, okay? In Joel chapter 2, it speaks of this great army. All right, Joel chapter 2, verses 2 through 5 especially, it's written about them. They are like fire. It says they have the appearance of horses. They don't get in each other's way. All right, and this is an amazing army. But it said they are a fire. All right, and remember that word test in Hebrew that was in Ecclesiastes 3:18 means to be polished, make bright. All right, chosen. And the word for fire in Hebrew used there in Joel chapter 2 means to be polished, to be a polished sword. All right, remember, a double-edged sword. All right, those horses are us. All right, and that it speaks of them as chariots. All right, and the word that was used in Joel chapter 2 there for chariots, because they don't always use Merkabah as chariot. Sometimes it's another word for chariot. But in these situations in Joel chapter 2, the word used there is Merkabah. All right, and when you look at that word Merkabah, that's 3 different words, and that means light, spirit, body. All right, and it's always related to the 8-pointed star. When I first became born again, you guys have seen some of my artwork. I was just obsessed with drawing these sacred geometries, these certain patterns, and I would draw it everywhere. I would see it everywhere. I would just draw it. Okay, I know now why, because I was drawing a picture of my chariot, my Merkabah, because that's what we are. You have the appearance of horses. You've been broken. You've been polished. You now yield that logos, the double-edged sword. Remember, they overcome him by the blood of the Lamb and the word, logos, of their testimony. We're not affected by what's going on in the world around us. We don't get in each other's way. We're not affected by doctrines of man. We don't get hung up in politics. None of that stuff, all right? We are viable servants. All right, and we yield that polished sword because we have been tested. We have been put through the fire. All right, and now we radiate that light. A lot of times, people will see on Ancient Aliens. Back before I knew God, I loved watching Ancient Aliens, okay? And there's a lot of ancient alien or ancient paintings that look like there's UFOs, all right, in those paintings. And there's this one particular painting, I don't know what the artist's name is, but he drew the crucifixion. And back behind Jesus, there's 2, looks like UFOs in the air, and there's a man in each one of them. And on this one particular craft, you see the 8-pointed star, and the guy flying it on the inside, all right? And Ancient Aliens was like, see, this showing UFOs, it's aliens up there and everything. We are the ancient aliens, okay? Those flying things with the 8-pointed stars are the ascended masters who were there watching from afar, all right? Watching the crucifixion, all right? It was like a prophecy in the painting. Sorry, I'm shaking. I gotta get something to eat. But that one particular painting that you see there, that's what that is. That is 2 ascended masters. They're in their chariots of fire. Remember, Elijah went up in the chariot of fire. Elijah went up in the chariot of fire. All right. We are those horses. All right. Horse in Greek means horsemen. We're all the horsemen. All right. All of us here that we're those who have been called, those who have been ascended, who have been brought to that higher place. All right. We are all connected to the Father by the silver cord. Remember in Ecclesiastes, it's written about the silver cord and the golden bowl. All right, we're connected to the Father through our silver cord that keeps us bound here in these avatars. All right, until it's our time to go and leave these bodies. And that's when we'll have true freedom. In Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15, it's written, "The Lord will come with fire. His chariots are like a whirlwind to execute his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire." All right? And that word for fire there, remember, means to be polished, a polished sword. All right? So now I'm going to read this with all of those words, how they are meant to be read. Okay? So Isaiah 66, verse 15, it's written, the Lord will come with polished swords. His Merkabah's ascended masters are like a whirlwind, to execute his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of polished swords. Isn't that awesome? All right. We are God's army. All right. That's what the Lord of hosts, that word for host, means God's army. All right. We have been sweetly broken, but for some of us it wasn't that sweet. It was a hard road, but none of us regret any of it. Nobody will regret their past. Anybody who is a beloved, who has experienced God's love. But we are yielding those swords, y'all. And I know something major is about to happen. And I know either we have to leave these bodies, but we're going to come back and we're going to be totally different. And we're going to be waging war like in ways we couldn't imagine. Or something's going to change and happen to these bodies, and we're going to be invincible. I had a dream about this years ago. I made a video about it. It was awesome. One way or another, it's going to come out of the spirit, and it's going to, the things of the spirit are going to spill over into the physical. And when it does, no eye has seen. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I've seen it, but I can't explain it. I love you all. God bless.